Hello and welcome back to Outreach's YouTube channel. I have another special guest here today to continue on in our parent question video series, and I'll go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hi everybody, my name is Macey Lachman and I am a Guided Pathways career counselor here at SCC, and I'm also representing Career Services.
And we're so happy to have you here today, Macey. Our first question is, are there any tools available to students to start their career planning?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of different resources, including one-on-one counseling where students can meet with me and discuss potential careers that they're interested in, or maybe potential majors also. We also have workshops that we will have, and we have our Career Services website, which has a ton of online resources. For example, a really great one is Road Trip Nation, where students can go on, take a quick career assessment, and then actually be matched with potential careers. And there's a ton of informational interviews and just availability of information for them to research and explore.
So nice to know that they have so many resources available to them. Our next question is, my student is undecided about his or her college major and hasn't formed a career goal yet. How can I support my student to get help at SCC?
Yeah, so I think that what it comes down to is really encouraging your student to begin the career exploration process. So it's never too early for a student to start thinking about, what they want to do and who they want to be when they, grow up, basically, that kind of question that we always ask, what do you want to do? And so there's a lot of different resources and ways that you can encourage that. So the first is you can encourage your student to actually take a course here at SCC, like Counseling 116, that goes into career and educational planning. That gives students an opportunity to do that career exploration in kind of the structured environment of course. And so that's one option that we have. Another is to utilize the resources that I just mentioned. So attending workshops, meeting with me, and having those discussions around career exploration or selecting a major. So just, suggesting that your student do that, or helping them understand why that would be important or how that would be useful. So really encouraging that. Another thing that I think is really valuable is if your student has come back to you, maybe they really love a class that they're in. They are taking history and they like it. So perhaps encouraging them to talk to the instructor and get more information about that potential field, because maybe that instructor actually worked in a different area of that before they became a teacher. And so getting more information from them and learning more about what it was like to study that major. And then also connecting your student with the network that you already have. So if they've expressed an interest in a potential career, thinking about who do you know, whether it be friends or family or even coworkers, and connecting them for maybe an informational interview so that they could get a little bit more of that firsthand knowledge or perspective on a potential career, because that is really, really helpful and beneficial to hear from someone who's directly working in that area. And then just keep in mind that, career exploration is really, it's a process, it's a journey. Your interests change over time, and that's okay. So even if a student selects a major now and they end up changing it, they can always meet with a counselor and adjust that major and be on the correct track for graduating with that.
The next question we have is, how can my student connect with a career planning counselor?
Yeah, so there's two ways. The first is just for your student to give me an email. So my email address will be listed here on the video. And the other is for your student to go onto the Career Services website, where you can actually book an appointment to speak with me in the online setting.
So the last question that we have is, how are your services accessible online?
So all of our services are accessible online, including the one-on-one counseling and our workshops. So beginning in September, we will have an updated schedule of our workshops. So for the online format, those are just done through Zoom. So it really parallels what a workshop would look like in person, but it's just in an online kind of remote setting. And then also for our one-on-one counseling appointments, Those are done either through Cranium Cafe or through a phone appointment, depending on the preferences of the student. And those can be booked online, like I mentioned. And in terms of Cranium Cafe, that looks kind of like FaceTime or Skype, where you're, face to face, you're able to see me, I'm able to see the student, we're able to communicate. And so it really parallels also that in-person experience, but just, in that remote setting.
It's so great to know that they can still kind of facilitate that face-to-face communication, which is so important. And we're so glad that we had you hosted in our video today. Thank you so much for being here, Macey. And everybody watching, thank you for watching. And we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks, Macey.
Thanks.